Joining us now to react is the Dana Show radio host, Dana Loesch. Dana, this is just so good. I am obsessed with this back and forth. But why do you think Hunter Biden is resurfacing? Is it because his art's no longer selling?
Yeah, it's so crazy, right, Lisa, how when his dad's not in the White House anymore, his saliva spit painting through a straw stuff isn't worth anything. I know that we are all equally shocked at that. He became a liability, and I also find it fascinating that when Gavin Newsom cusses, it sounds awkward and kind of forced. And then Hunter Biden sounds like he's in his natural habitat when he's dropping F-bombs and all of this.
So true.
I mean, Democrats, they ran defense for a guy who made homemade movies, wink, wink, and uploaded them to these super sketch sites. And they ran defense for him. They shut down swaths of the internet for talking about a legitimate story. They defended him so much, and now he is a liability. He is not worth anything to them. And I also cannot wait for the ghostwritten book that I'm positive Joe Biden's going to come out with, that Hunter will probably have ghostwritten on behalf of his perspective, that's going to blow this open even more. So Democrats have a loose cannon on their hands, and they really have no idea what to do with it, and it's their own making.
Do you know what's interesting, though? It strikes me he is a loose cannon, but the Democrats are so lacking any leadership or a compelling voice that Hunter's kind of stepping into the vacuum, and he's getting all of this airtime, and I don't know that anybody's really shutting him down as effectively as they could. What do you think, Dana? Does he see his moment here?
He, politically speaking, knows where, well, maybe more, but politically speaking, he knows where the bodies are buried. So nobody really wants to, step up. I mean, come on, guys. We had the cocaine in the White House cubby. We had cubby cocaine in the White House, and they didn't know where it is. He knows, and that's timed right when he was staying at the White House with his dad, President Biden, former President Biden. So he, I think, knows a lot more than he's, leading, giving, letting people know. But at the same time, obviously, Biden knows a lot of people, and I think they're still kind of trying to position themselves to be post-presidential kingmakers, to at least have some kind of access to power, at least for influence. That's what it kind of seems like to me.
I agree with you on that. They're looking for power, and they see an opportunity in this moment where nobody else seems to be able to claim it in the Democratic Party. I want to get to this as well. Yeah. President Trump ripping Barack Obama over Russiagate, after Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard released documents tying him to the center of it.
The witch hunt that you should be talking about is they caught President Obama absolutely cold, Tulsi Gabbard. What they did to this country in 2016, starting in 2016, but going up to 2020 in the election. They tried to rig the election, and they got caught. And there should be very severe consequences for that. I like to say, let's give it time. It's there. He's guilty. This was treason. This was every word you can think of. They tried to steal the election.
Obama's office hitting back today, saying, quote, "These bizarre allegations are ridiculous and a weak attempt at distraction. Nothing in the document issued last week undercuts the widely accepted conclusion that Russia worked to influence the 2016 presidential election, but did not successfully manipulate any votes." Dana, if you look at what Director Gabbard said in the information that she put out, basically prior to the election, the intelligence community was saying that Russia didn't interfere with their election. There wasn't concern there. And then you have this meeting on December 9th, 2016 at President Obama's White House, gathering these national top security figures. And then after that, it was a wildly different tune after President Trump won the election. So what do you make of this, and where is this going?
This is such a fascinating turn for Democrats, because even without these documents from the DNI, everybody remembers leading up to the 2016 election, there was the hack of the Democratic National Committee computer servers, and they were offered a forensic investigation for which they declined. And then a couple of weeks after that, Trump started speaking about it on the campaign trail. He brought up the idea that maybe Russia is trying to gain some influence in the election. That's when Barack Obama got ahead of his skis, and he actually said publicly that maybe Trump, and the phrase that he said said is, quote, should stop whining and start campaigning. That is his direct quote. He said that the elections were too decentralized for anything to happen. It was Barack Obama that put the nail in the coffin of that claim of Russian collusion from the Democrats' own side, only for them to turn around when all of their efforts to try to rob people of a free and fair election in 2016 failed, for them to turn around and then claim otherwise. But we already know, too, there's fact to this, because the DNC and the Hillary Clinton campaign had to pay a fine because they violated federal campaign election laws, because they hired through Perkins Coie, their law firm, they hired Fusion GPS, which was essentially operating as an unregistered foreign agent when they were lobbying on behalf of Russian oligarchs to overturn the Magnitsky Act. So we all know these things. These are all facts. So them trying to deny it, it's clownish in the face of all of the evidence and their own words on this. So Trump is right.
Absolutely. And then on top of it, you have the FBI and the Department of Justice using Democrat opposition research to target a guy who is working with the CIA, not against the CIA. So all of it lies.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you nailed it, as you always do. Dana Loesch, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thanks.
Take care.
Good to see you. Thank you both. Thank you.